I'm back for Dusty S's ongoing coverage of Fragville here at Mnmzzz Esports. I'm your snav after getting info locked in playoffs without being really seriously challenged, taking down a rival 7 Academy, and then before that, you beat some
Radford University.
Redford University, that's the one. So, no really serious challenge locking into playoffs. How are you feeling coming out of day one?
We're feeling pretty good. Looking at our teams going into the event, we expected to go through pretty easily, so that's pretty much what happened.
Yeah, like you said, there was no serious doubt you would crush the opposition. Playing a collegiate team and playing a academy team certainly isn't a terrible challenge, but it's good to see, there was no, no interruption to your recent success. I saw you guys joking around a lot in the server, buying back sevens, buying auto shotties, team killing each other. So it's clear, the team environment's pretty good right now. With that, it comes off the back of some recent roster changes. Of course, you brought Dia back into the fold. Can you explain the decision to bring Dia back into the team after previously playing with him, from the start of the squad until June?
When Dare stepped down from the team, we looked at our options and we were seeing who we had to join, and Dia was our best option by far. And he's been really good ever since he joined back, so we're glad to have him back.
And what led him to leave the roster originally in the original iteration of Getting Info, the one that had Carson and Exotic? Obviously, you weren't there at the time, but do you know why he stepped down originally?
I think it's just after they failed to make the major. Their team vibes weren't very good anymore. I think Dia just wanted a break, so he stepped down from the team.
With Dia joining the squad, we saw Slump take on more of a rifling role. Now, I know you said on the Dusty Eagle Masters on our broadcast that Slump actually wants to be a rifler, which was quite surprising because he came into sort of fame for his opping performances on teams like Fluffy Aimers. Do you know why he wants to sort of change to being a rifler in this moment?
I'm not sure the exact reason. I would just imagine it's because CS2, it's kind of harder to be an operator with high impact, and he's really good with the rifle too. So I'm sure that's the reason.
More generally, how are you feeling about the team? Obviously, you made the decision to leave your previous team, boss, to go join this Getting Info squad. Are you happy with the decision?
Yeah, I'd say I'm happy with the decision because I get to play with my friends, and I think we're playing better than we were when I recently left boss. So yeah.
And this reunites you with Shane and briefly with Dare, your old Confederates from the Timmerman roster, the Timmerman Elevate, many names, Badass, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It was a big move for you to finally leave that trio and sort of cut your own and carve out your own direction in the NA scene. What's it like kind of reuniting with these guys? Do you feel like it's under different terms now, or is it kind of just the guys getting back together?
Well, I'd say it's kind of both. I think all of us have gotten a lot better, playing on our own, playing separately. So I think we're a lot better now. But it's also nice to, play with your friends. When you load into a match and you have, your friends around you, it's kind of a different vibe than playing on a different team.
Is there any risk of maybe falling too much into like old habits, into comfort, and the fact that this team maybe is like less serious than other projects you've been on recently? Especially when you started the year on Blue Jays, that was a fully professional, fully roster of just 5 guys who maybe aren't best friends forever. Is there any risk of you think becoming too comfortable in this Getting Info squad?
I wouldn't say so. I think we're doing really good. We're still practicing and stuff, and we're still putting up good results against top NA teams. So I wouldn't say so.
With that, you have an outside shot of making the major. I believe right now you're sitting around something like 3%, which is quite low, unfortunately. One of those reasons, potentially you lost some VRS points that maybe brought you down the level was that online loss we saw recently in the Dusty Eagle Master Series, the Grand Finals against Blue Jays, now Skin Wraith. What do you make of that Grand Finals against them? How do you feel the team performed in that crazy 3-map series?
I think we played pretty well. I think on Overpass in that game, we started really slow, which kind of cost us the series in the end because on Nuke, we played pretty well, I would say, until the end, the last OT when we kind of ran out of steam, I guess. But we lost both pistols and both first gun rounds on Nuke. So to bring it to OT, I think we played pretty well on that map. And then obviously on Dust 2, we played pretty good. We won that one. So yeah, I'd say it just comes down to the Overpass and the pistols on Nuke.
One thing with this squad here at Fragville is that obviously Corey Semphis wasn't able to make it. Outside of that, you've been working with him for a couple months so far. What's it like working with Semphis, and what's your relationship like with him?
It's pretty good. He's kind of more like a chill coach. He's not like super heavy into like strats or like tactics or anything, but he kind of tries to keep the players in check, and he does a lot for us like behind the scenes as well. Like scheduling practices and stuff like that.
What do you mean by keeping them in check? Is it the keeping emotions, focused on the game? Is it reducing tilt? What's his sort of keeping in check there?
Yeah, I'd say it's things like that. There's sometimes moments where people get tilted or people get frustrated. He tries to keep that down and keep people focused on the game when things go, not our way.
One thing that holds this Getting Info squad back is the fact that you have been orgless for some time, unable to find a long-term home that allows you to attend more Fragadelphia lands, it allows you to go on boot camps, et cetera, et cetera. How is the org hunt going? Is it something that you've had any interest from NA orgs, or what's the current process? Because of course this roster originally formed from TSM being interested in the original vanity version of Getting Info. Is there any interest like that in the moment?
I mean, not really any orgs like that. I mean, we've talked to a couple, but I mean, there's nothing set in stone right now. We're still searching for an org.
And what would you want from an organization? Is it, there's NA organizations of all colors, of all sizes. It's very different about, what an org like Marsborn can provide versus an organization like NRG can provide, for example. What are you and your teammates looking for from an organization?
I mean, the main thing we're looking for is just like salary. That's the main support we're looking for. Something around, like a Blue Jays or Marsborn type level would be like suitable for our team, I'd say. So that's what we're looking for.
Uh, and with that, do you think that's something that's realistic to you guys potentially finding something based on the level of interest at the end of the year? Or do you think we'll see Getting Info in free agency for a longer while?
I mean, I'm really not too sure how to answer that. I mean, it just depends if anyone comes and is interested. So, I mean, we're on the hunt, and I mean, that's it pretty much.
And finally, how are you feeling about your chances heading into playoffs where you'll likely have to face Brazilian or European opposition either in the round of 16 or the round of 8 or beyond then?
We're feeling pretty good. I think looking at the bracket right now, we're most likely going to play Game Hunters in the playoffs. So, I mean, we're feeling pretty confident against them. After that, I don't know who we're going to play, but I feel like we're ready to play anybody, even like NIP or, any team like that. So, yeah.
All right, that's Snav from Getting Info. We'll see them in playoffs tomorrow. Thank you so much for your time.